Oh, now live. Okay, getting the hang of this. Hey everybody, so this is my first business scope I'm having to do. I was really kind of nervous about Periscope. I feel like I don't really know what to say that people are going to want to listen to, etc., etc. I have a lot of friends who are on, and they have these really awesome broadcasts. Hey Dustin! And I was just kind of like really nervous as to trying to put out my own there. But my assignment for this week for the Momentum Pro group that I'm in for my business and building my brand is I'm supposed to create a video and talk about the challenges that I have and my goals to create for my business. Basically, you're supposed to out yourself because the idea is once you make it public, you have other people to help keep you accountable that you actually fulfill your goal. So I thought, okay, instead of just recording a video and editing it, which I could do really easily because I do a lot of video editing, I thought I'm going to push myself to do something a little bit different, and I'm going to try to Periscope, and this is going to count as my video for my homework assignment. So, sorry, I'm going to bore you guys with a lot of logistics and details, but I'm supposed to talk about my big goals, and part of my overall goal is through this process is to really respect the way that I process information as a business owner, as a marketer, doing what it is that I do, and allowing myself to use those systems, even if they're not really conventional or they're not kind of what everybody else does. Sometimes, I go through things and I think, oh, that's a really weird way of doing it. It's probably not the right way to do it. I don't think that that's how other people would do it. I probably should try to do it differently. And I found that the way my brain works is part of me is an entrepreneur and part of me is an artist. And a lot of people can be both at the same time. I know a lot of artists who do it as a living. They do it for their business. They do that hustle and make that money. You know how that goes. Big props to you guys because it's a hard hustle. But for myself, my art is just my art. I'm not always quick to share it. I don't monetize off of it. And my business is just my business. I do a lot of marketing, administration, accounting. Not much room for artistic creativity in accounting, that's for sure. But I found that I needed to respect the fact that I'm two separate sides and that I'm wanting to do launches that feed, quote unquote, both of those aspects. So my goal in completing Momentum Pro and what I'm going to launch within the next 90 days, and so you guys can keep me accountable, you can check out my blog, thewritingceo.wordpress.com to stay updated. And, if I don't follow through on something I said I was going to do, you can be like, hey, what's going on here? But my goal is, one, on the entrepreneurial side, we're setting up something called Local Domination, and it's going to be workshops and a program that helps small businesses in Hawaii get seen, get heard, and get paid. Helping increase traffic in mom and pop stores, supporting the local economy, all that kind of good stuff. We're going to be putting together information that is really accessible and easy for people to use. So where that you don't have to go and leave the islands in order to make money. And that's kind of hard to do in Hawaii because Hawaii is not a very friendly state when it comes to small businesses. I don't know if I can get any hearts for that. If you've been in the market, you know how hard it is as a small business owner to try to make it work with all the tax laws and regulations and permitting and everything that they have going on here. So we're developing Local Domination, which is a program to help you guys get more traffic, get more exposure, get more publicity. The second thing that I'm working on for my brand, is something called High Thousand. And this is something I'm really excited about. I've had the opportunity within this past year. I don't know if a lot of you know my story. I used to work a 9-to-5 job, and I left my 9-to-5 job to do this entrepreneurial thing full time. And if you talk about scary, that's kind of scary to leave a guaranteed income and paycheck and just go into the great unknown, basically, and do your own thing. Hi, Brazil. Nice. And it's awesome because as an entrepreneur, you're afforded a lot of freedoms. You get to make your own schedule. You get to choose who you work with, who your clients are. So although there's a lot of cons to it, there's a lot of pros as well that I've experienced. And one thing that I've come across is I've been able to touch bases with a lot of different people in a lot of different markets. And I've found that the artistic side in me as a writer, I'm really excited to hear their stories, to hear their backgrounds, and to be able to share those things. So I've developed a program called High Thousand, where it's going to be that we share 1,000 different stories from people all across Hawaii, all different backgrounds, all different islands, all that kind of stuff, sharing just the things that they love about here. Hashtag support local, that we have to pump that 808 pride. Things that they've experienced, things, their hopes and goals, and promoting just basically what they're doing in their life. We have a lot of artists here in Hawaii that are really awesome and have great stories. We have a lot of cultural practitioners, and I'm excited to speak with them as well. Athletes, business owners, there's just a lot of different people that I've had the pleasure of working with and meeting. And so High Thousand is about documenting those stories and really getting to know your community. Part of my brand is to do a lot of community activity, but I feel like how can you know what kind of programs or business plans or things to put out there to support your community if you don't even really know what your community is saying? And I think that's my challenge to local politicians is you represent the voice of the people, so do you really know what your people are saying? So with that in mind, that's been my kind of challenge and driving force to be able to go through and just talk story is how we call it here. Just talk story with people and find out where they're at and what they're looking for. And then being able to network with all the different nonprofit organizations, business owners, marketing firms, all of these awesome people that I know to be able to provide support for the community. So, yep. That's it. Basically, I've just outed myself. Now I have to actually fulfill all of these things. And the turnaround time is within the next 70-something odd days. We started with 90 days, so I think I'm down to about 70-something. And that's about it. Thank you guys for listening and for being on. If you want to, again, my blog, thewritingceo.wordpress.com, if you want to follow along and just kind of see how we go on this journey. And I hope you guys have a great day. And you know what? Hang on one second. Check out my view. This is one of the things that I absolutely love about being an entrepreneur in Hawaii. This is my office every day. This gorgeousness. Well, the weather's been kind of crappy lately, but in general, this kind of gorgeousness. So you guys have a great weekend, and I will scope again soon. I am stretching myself, and I'm overcoming my fears, and I'll be back. Aloha.